I would wake up in a panic and I would just run as fast as I could to her bed, and I would just sit there and hold my breath and watch and make sure that she was breathing. Like, I can't tell you how many times. I would run to my child's bed to make sure she was alive. Life changed for our family dramatically that day. Life changed for her. Her life will never be the same. I certainly had no idea how all-consuming it would be to live with type 1 diabetes. I have to stay engaged, and that is exhausting and overwhelming. And the thought that I can't bear, that I still struggle with, is that someday I have to dump that on her. Like, I will get a break from it eventually. Eventually she'll grow up and she'll move away, but she doesn't. She has to take with her. It's like a war, and if we don't get up and fight every single day, we'll lose.
Cases of both type 1 and type 2 diabetes are on the rise. The number of children with diabetes is increasing, and the diabetes community has put out an urgent call for bold new ideas for the cure.
We need to check.
These diabetic alert dogs, they're able to detect whether blood sugar is too high or too low in children with type 1 diabetes. We think that Ruby is picking up something in Faith's breath.
The sensors that we have and the technology we have is good, and it gives us information, but it's reactive. With Ruby, that's not the case. Somehow she always alerts proactively. I have time. There's a warning there. Like, even in the middle of the night, she will come wake me up before Faith is in danger.
It appears that the dogs are responding to chemicals that they smell in the children's breath. And this is really interesting because those chemicals that they're smelling are representing all of the total biological activity that's going on in the child's body.
Scientists have been looking at the human breath, but they are not yet able to find what it is that the dogs are detecting. And it's time for a new approach. Our journey started a few years ago with an amazing and unexpected finding that dolphins appear to have a switch that could turn a diabetes-like state on and off.
One of the things that we would like to do is to design a set of experiments that will give us more insight into the compounds that are forming that signature, what the dogs are smelling. Dolphins may be a very good way to do this. The dolphins represent a really controlled population. They all eat the same thing, they all have the same sleep cycles, they have the same environment. So it helps take away all of those confounding factors, and it allows us to do discovery on a really clean data set.
They have tremendous potential for learning about nature and for learning about our own human conditions and our own human diseases. They hold the breath, they're able to take more oxygen out of the lung air, taking deep, rapid breaths, almost 90% of the lung air with each breath. And they have a double layer of capillaries in their lungs so that it allows them to expose more of the inhaled air to the circulatory system.
To find out what is in breath, we use mass spectrometry. Mass spectrometry is essentially a scale for weighing molecules, and it allows us to separate different molecules and then measure their mass and then find out what those molecules are. And that's how we determine what's the metabolomic content in breath.
This research has a lot of implications, even just beyond the pediatric diabetes monitoring. It could allow us to understand more metabolite pathways that are impacted by diabetes. This could maybe lead to new drug targets. It could lead to new other types of therapy and a better understanding of what's changing in the body as that process is going on.
I need to check her blood sugar. Ruby's alerting, so we're going to just take a second and check her right quick. See this? Show me what you do. The gratitude and the emotional bond I feel with Ruby, that she can do things for my child that I cannot. I felt the same immediate emotional connection with the dolphins. I felt like these dolphins may hold a key to a better future for my child.
You gonna breathe for me? Good job.
While we are improving the health of dolphins, we're also discovering exciting, promising new avenues for the cure for diabetes in people.
Their heart's in the right place, and they're really excited, and they have great big ideas that they give me hope and get me really excited about what's to come in the future.
Come back and say hi to Ruby as well.
So Ruby's are telling her hi.
Dolphins have so many more secrets that we have yet to unlock. instead of having to wait for the cure, the National Marine Mammal Foundation, our partners, and our growing number of supporters are jumping in to help Faith and many others like her.